My parents invited me to a fancy family dinner, but told me to sit at the pit in my stomach began forming the moment I turned onto my parents' street, a familiar, unwelcome sensation that coiled in my gut every holiday season. It was a cold dread, as traditional as the scent of pine and cinnamon. I had a feeling this Christmas dinner would be a disaster the moment I walked in. It wasn't a psychic premonition. It was the grim certainty born from 28 years of experience. It's not like I didn't know what I was walking into. It's always the same meticulously orchestrated performance of a happy, perfect family, a play in which I was perpetually miscast. But this year, I had promised myself I would be different. I was determined to hold it together, to play my part with a placid smile, to be the serene, unbothered daughter they couldn't find fault with, despite everything. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sloane, the youngest of 4 siblings, a fact that has defined my existence far more than any personal achievement or characteristic. Being the youngest has never meant being cherished or protected in my family. If anything, it's always been the unspoken justification for them to talk down to me, to treat my life as a preliminary draft of theirs. I'm used to it, or at least, I've learned to build a callus around the wound. I'm 28 now, a fully fledged adult by any standard, with a career, a mortgage, and a complex relationship with my taxes. But to them, I'm eternally stuck in a state of arrested development. I don't have a husband or kids like my older siblings, a glaring omission in their life script for me. But I've been successful in other ways they refuse to acknowledge because they don't fit into their narrow framework of a life well lived. I have a career in graphic design that I'm deeply proud of, a small but fiercely loyal group of friends who feel more like family than my actual family does, and a hard-won sense of independence they can't seem to grasp. For them, life's checklist has only 2 items: marriage and kids. Nothing else registers as a valid accomplishment. Christmas dinner was the annual summit of our family's dysfunction. It's one of the few times of the year when we all gather at my parents' house, a massive, old Victorian place that's been in our family for generations. It's a house that looks stunning in photographs but is a nightmare to live in, with its drafty hallways and floors that creak with the weight of unspoken history. I'd always hated the place. It's cold and distant, a perfect reflection of my parents' emotional landscape. The walls were lined with portraits of ancestors I'd never met, their stern, painted eyes seeming to judge my modern life choices. But it's tradition, so every year, I make the pilgrimage. Even though I'd rather be anywhere else, curled up in my own cozy apartment with my cat and a good book, I go because, you know, family. That single word is supposed to excuse a multitude of sins. This year, I parked my car down the block, taking a few deep, fortifying breaths before stepping out into the frigid December air. The walk to the front door felt like a walk toward a dreaded confrontation. I could already hear the cacophony from inside, the shriek of a grandchild, the booming laugh of my brother, the clatter of silverware. I showed up just after everyone else, a strategic move to minimize the gauntlet of awkward small talk. My oldest brother, Reese, was already holding court in the living room with his wife and 3 boisterous kids, gesturing emphatically as if he owned the place. He was the golden child, the firstborn son who had done everything right in our parents' eyes. Then there was Thea, my sister, with her husband and their perfectly cherubic baby, always impeccable, always polished, a walking advertisement for their ideal life. My parents were in the kitchen, bustling around, creating the illusion of effortless control while micromanaging everyone within earshot.
To listen to the full story, click the related video.